making our quotas.
Oh, quotas, yeah. Okay, I want to know.
Use those extra hands.
Nothing we can do about that.
Sure there is. We can have another zero G.
I want to know where the people that owe money. Let me just take a look at something. Journal. Yeah. Now we're talking. Oh, the fire full. Alright, I'm out of here. Okay. I want to put the gun down. It just looks uncomfortable.
Had your rations yet?
And twice people have commented on her wearing garb. That's not. Wait, that's. That's that lame-o. His name is probably Todd. Todd! Yeah, we have work to do. Come here.
Hi, Mr. Thompson.
Hello, Mr. Thompson. I think he's talking to you.
Marauders in my domicile. There a reason you're running around outfitted like one of those monsters? Did Mr. Thompson send you to put the fear in me? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
You better not be sick.
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast.
I mean, I understand why you're not paying your fees, but any deadbeat's gonna pay your fees.
Through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. I am? Law, help me. Paranoia is one of the plague's own symptoms. I'll pay your fees. I don't
Yay.
want trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway.
Nice.
I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Sounds like fun.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
Ooh.
I know that, but I got nobody else to
At
tell.
least he paid.
Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Alright. The vicar.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Hey, baby.
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine.
I'll give you some medicine if you want.
Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
What do you got in your basement, baby?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. All right.
There we go, persuade.
A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you.
I'd reach out to you.
Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Well, what's right and wrong anyway? Especially when you're a hot woman. For me, if a beautiful woman wants to do something, it's all right, baby. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get this barber the money he owes. Well, I know what we're doing next. Esther, that's what we're doing. No, that other thing.
The grease.
I didn't want to go here, but might as well.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up.
Ooh, Parvati.
I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a marauder's
I love that they all mention that she's wearing a Morris outfit.
I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got.
Hey, my love.
The town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly all that power is being squandered.
Ah.
Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Thanks. Can I have Parvati now, too?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Well, I need to talk to them and see why they left.
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant,
Sounds like a corporate idea.
the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Don't think she will.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful.
Yes, you can come all day if you
If
want.
that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great!
Sounds like fun to me.
Wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Yummy.
Well, I am glad to hear that.
So we have our first companion.
And thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
All right. Combat support, the skills and skills. Increase my carrying capacity. Can I put this gun down now? All right, so this is my love.
We better clear out of Mr.
But I don't think she would appreciate that. Well, we'll see why. All right, so I think... Yeah, let me go to Parvati. So we can Right, so she's got a gun and a hammer. She's got better armor than me. Weapon mix, aggressive mode. No, we'll do mixed. Yeah, we can do that. And okay, so she's in the party. All right, good. So now we have a companion. But I was looking to get somebody's fees. Hey, baby. What's up?
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. You got a minute?
Where are you, baby? Come here. What are you doing in there?
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just...
I love you.
Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says.
Every liar does.
He doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. One big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
He another member of the group.
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it.
Only thing on the right and wrong of loving you, baby. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Do we have any way of getting the money from other people? I've got other things I want to do, my love. You're with me, right? Parvati, move that sweet little ass of yours, okay? We got things to do. What's this? Ew. Oh, God. People that made this don't like corporations. Alright, so this issues commands. That's called stealing. How much longer do I have till I get to level 3? That's called stealing too. Let me take a look. Alright, so we have... I still want to do this. Codex. By the way, if anyone sends another message about being friends, I'm gonna have you dismantled, so please stop. I know you're a fucking robot. Cut the shit. There's no such thing as Facebook friends, and stop fucking plaguing my chat with that crap. Wanna be friends? Wanna be friends? Stop. It's the same fucking person every time.
You the new worker?
Hey, baby.
Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Hey, what are you, the Elmer from fucking
Foreman Granger.
Animal Crossing?
Words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you. Shit. I was still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
How come the woman pays me straight up, but the men give me a bunch of lame-ass excuses?
Not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me.
Wow, guys can't get married and have kids there too.
Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist.
Sounds like my life.
Between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Sweet.
Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fine.
God.
Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
Oh, that's awesome.
When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
People get used to this. This is going to be the United States in a few years.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
All right. It's sad, but it's true. Yeah, sure. I don't know what sprats are, but I'm gonna take their hides. Don't make me think of your hides.
Carry on.
Can I get out of here? Hold on. Another vending machine, eh? So I wanted to see what my levels were. Still not. We're about halfway to level 3. Alright, so I perceive this is the other guy.
Got my sights on you.
Oh, I know she's hot, but keep your eyes to yourself, pal. I have to figure out something that this barber has that he can use as collateral. Tell you one thing, I'm not working for Spacer's Choice. That's if I could even get an interview with them. Sneak attacks and punching through armor, huh? Alright, who's the asshole that owes money? Nope. Is that you? Come here.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Snuff?
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine.
Preemptive strikes. United States loves them.
Mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close.
I have Parvati with me.
Mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Some tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw, a few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
Yeah, really. Give me that money. All right, cool.
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
You got it.
Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing. Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller, Associate Security Officer for Transportation. Officially, unofficially, strictly between you and me, I am the only thing standing between Edgewater and total annihilation.
Alrighty, well then you do that.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon.
Hi, baby. You want to add something? Sex?
That's on account of how I never met her. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
Yep, the United States. That's actually the United States now. Okay. You're not allowed to be a woman or especially a mother here in the United States. And what do we have here? Damn it. So, I still have to collect from the barber. Now, I have assistiones in...
Nice.
I have the ability to do it. I'm going to do it. I need bullets for my assault rifle. I can't be going around with my... I'd rather use the... Actually, I need bullets, period. But I'd rather use the assault rifle. It's harder to kill things without an assault rifle, ammunition, cash. Now, I don't know. Does Parvati know? Parvati, does she know this barber? She should, right?
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
Nope, still don't have anything. Alright. Conrad.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Nice.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? You may think that, but the tidiness of my fellow worker is my responsibility, alive or otherwise. Whether you're showing up to work or going to that great cannery in the sky, it's my job to make you look like a million bits. Go ahead.
Trying to figure out what you can use.
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching.
Sounds like a flu. Yeah.
Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol.
Wow.
Company policy, friend.
It's pretty funny, isn't it? They call this plague thing and it's just the flu. What does that sound like?
Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here.
Then why can't you pay your fees?
I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having any work.
I guess I can deliver these 3. Hey, sweetness. So I have to have a gun like that. Not every challenge needs to be solved with a gun, but there are many that are required to use a gun. Let me just go over to Silas. I've got 3 of them. Is that okay?
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit?
Not today. Just helping this lady.
Look.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here.
I love you.
Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the
Oh, God. Well, it all comes down to this beautiful young woman. If she doesn't like what I'm doing, then we're not going to do it. So anyway, when I come back, we're going to see if we can figure out this Conrad mess. I'll be back in a jiffy.